Hi friends, and welcome to this week's Tikkun Healing message. Tikkun Healing is a one-on-one coaching service that helps us to identify and uproot limiting beliefs that are stopping us in our tracks and replacing them with new stories and new narratives that are authentic and freeing. So this week I wanted to talk to you about the paradox that resides within us. And it's a paradox of desire. According to the Kabbalist, we are walking desires. Kabbalist calls it being a vessel. We as vessels, we will always want to receive. And it's not bad, nor is it good. It just is. It's our essence. We are walking desires. Now, the only difference between people, as my teacher Karen Berg once shared, is the size of the vessel, the different capacity and the strength of that desire. So you have, generally speaking, small desire and big desire, small vessel and big vessel. And I want to take a moment to talk about that. What comes with the nature of a small vessel? Well, it will always have two aspects. On the one hand, it's easier for a person with a smaller vessel, meaning smaller desires, will be easier for a person like that to stay humble, to be appreciative, and with it comes also less struggle. On the other hand, there is less, right? There might be less success, there might be less quantity of whatever the person might seeking. And now with the bigger desire, with the bigger vessel, with it comes bigger success, comes more accomplishment, can come bigger quantity of whatever it is that we're looking for. But it is also harder to stay humble. And it is harder to stay appreciative with what we have already. So the bigger the desire, the more that we can attract more blessings, but the struggle becomes bigger as well. So here's the dichotomy, right? What do we want? So do we stay happy with a small desire, happy with what we have and less struggle? Or do we strive for more, have more, but the struggle becomes bigger? So what do we want, right? What's our choice? And let's talk a little bit about that, because I think a lot of us are struggling with that dynamic. Maybe we haven't seen it in that way, but this is in essence an inner conflict that we oftentimes have. And of course, it's easy to stay humble with a smaller desire. But what if I were to tell you that there is a way to expand. There is a way to lead with strength and with power while staying humble and appreciative at the same time. To be humble and strong at the same time. To be content and appreciative with what we have and wanting more at the same time. That's what we're looking at. It is possible. Now, before we go there and how to accomplish that, it's important to realize that there are always, as always, what we're talking about in the Tikkun Healing sessions, we want to identifying limiting beliefs, because it's all great in theory until it comes to the subconscious mind that is making the choices for us based on the limiting beliefs that are stored within the subconscious mind. So what are some of those limiting beliefs that not allowing us to go big and want more and to thrive and to succeed? I also chose this topic because we're about to enter the month of Pisces. Even if you don't listen to this video in the month, it's always relevant for us. And the symbol for the month of Pisces are the two fishes, right? So it represents, again, this dichotomy, this conflict, that on the one hand, you have also two types of Pisces. On the one hand, you have the guppy, which represents the smallest ego, smallest desire to receive for oneself alone, the most humble. And then you have the second type of fish, which is not the guppy, but the shark, the go-getter, that think big, that wants more, right? So it seems like, okay, do we have to choose between one or the other? Or maybe there's a middle path, there's a middle ground between the two. So what's holding us back from, at times, from becoming that spiritual shark, that spiritual warrior that strives to want more? Well, Let me mention to you a few that I come across often in my Tikkun healing sessions when working with people. One of the biggest one is the fear of success. Why would I be afraid of success? If I want more and I'll start to succeed and attract more, what's the fear there? Well, it might draw too much attention. Now, what's wrong about attention? Well, if it draws attention, I might be more of a subject to judgment. I'll be judged by people. What am I afraid about being judged by people? Because then I will distance myself and I will be separated from others. Maybe the fear is my ego will take over, and I'm afraid of my ego taking over. I'm afraid to lose contact with people. I'm afraid of my pride and becoming arrogant. But probably really the biggest one is the fear of being judged, or the fear of, well, if I'm starting to succeed and climb my way up, what about the people that I leave behind? Maybe I lose belonging, I lose touch with those people. Again, subconsciously, that's oftentimes the case. Now, we want to replace that. We want to replace with the belief that it is possible, and it's absolutely in my reach, that I can be driven, I can have a big desire, I can be striving for more, wanting more. It's healthy, allowing myself to want more, to succeed, to thrive, to be more than I am now. It's great, knowing that I can stay humble at the same time. That it doesn't mean that it goes on the expense on my humility. It doesn't go on the expense on my relationship. And it doesn't mean that I'm selfish. I can want more and grow and be successful and be appreciative at the same time of the basics that I already have. But the more I have, the more I can share as well. So there is a middle path and there is a middle ground that we can all find. So the suggested affirmations for these are: I am humble and I'm strong. I'm humble and I'm strong. I'm content and I want more. And I'm a spiritual warrior. Work with these affirmations, let them sink in, and as you absorb it, perhaps it won't feel like a conflict anymore, but it will trickle down to your subconscious and allow yourself to believe and know that it's possible to hold both of these true realities at the same time. All the best, everybody.